No, we're actually, yeah, it's a real life show. It's called American Idol, or in this situation, World Idol, right? You come in here, God gave you the tools, He told you what He likes, and now you're basically training, right? Because here's what God said. God said, okay, when you die, you can go to heaven or you can go to hell, right? Now, what is heaven? Basically, the idea of heaven is eternity, first of all. And second of all, you're spending eternity with God. This is heaven. Now, if you're a cunt, okay, if you're not accepting, like, you don't accept, right? And you don't forgive. So you go to heaven, and you see there in heaven, like, this guy that fucking wronged you, took your lunch money in fucking high school. And you can't forgive this guy. So now you're gonna be sitting there and fucking bitching and nagging for a fucking eternity that, that guy that you hate is there. So God is really not interested, like, you wouldn't be interested in listening for eternity to some motherfucker bitching, right? So only a person that can forgive makes it to heaven. Because if you can't forgive and you see that guy over there, you're really like a fucking bitch, like a fucking bitch nagger. So bitch naggers go to hell, because nobody wants to listen to them bitching for fucking eternity. So that's what God is actually interested in. And He's interested in people that can go and chill. Now, it's also about acceptance. The problem with people that don't accept shit is that they're complainers, and they just don't accept shit. And they'll always find something wrong with something, so they're gonna go to heaven, and they won't like the fucking clouds, or they won't like the fucking fact that God is, for instance, the boss, or they won't like something, and they'll be fucking bitching again. So the whole point of God and the world and all the people is God wants a bunch of cool people to show up at His house or whatever the fuck and chill for eternity, and like you're having a good time. So He's completely not interested in bitches and naggers and complainers and jaded people and all that shit. He's just not interested in those people, because He's the one that's gonna hang out with them. So that's the main thing. The next thing about God is He does not really have a set number. Like, He's not trying to save everybody. That little fucking baby or whatever that got killed in fucking Africa, or like agnostic and atheists, they go, oh well, I have a fucking what happens to the people that never read the Bible? They're going to hell, because God doesn't give a fuck. It's just a few more million people that gonna go to hell. He's interested in like 5-10 people, whatever the fuck. Those guys will make it. The rest, they're cannon fodder. Like the babies that die in fucking Africa, you don't give a fuck. They're dying for the benefit of somebody else maybe becoming, like a baby dying in Africa is probably so I can accept the world, and not be a fucking bitching nagger. Be like, but babies are dying, the world is so fucked up. And then I'm not practicing acceptance right there, you know? And, you know, the guy that actually killed the fucking baby, I hate this guy. I can never forgive the guy that killed the baby. Well, again, good way to get into hell. So that's the basic misconception of people about God, is that he's like interested in saving everybody. He's like all really nice, and his intentions are extremely honorable and non-selfish, and all of this stuff, you know. So, and that's not true. It's just not true. So God don't need you. And this is the problem with the church, is that they're trying to make it like God needs you, and God's like gonna like fucking you know, pamper you and whatever, and forgive you and blah blah. No, not really. You don't give a fuck. If you're not cool enough to hang out with him, you're not hanging out with him. That's his whole fucking reason. And that's why he created the world that he created. So you can practice those shits. Like, you can practice forgiving child killers. You can practice accepting fucking nature, you know, tornadoes killing 100 people. You can practice, you know, being humble when you're awesome. And if you practice well, first of all, you're gonna live pretty happily, and second of all, you are going to go to heaven and be pretty chill, I guess.